video we're going to discuss how to operate the TheCOM S4S VOX feature. To begin with, I want to explain what VOX is. So VOX is the intercom's automatic functionality to turn the mic on and off depending on when it's needed. You want to have VOX operating at the right level so that you don't have constant wind and engine noise being picked up by the mic the entire time you're out riding. So VOX will shut mic off automatically so that when nobody's speaking, it's like you don't have a mic at all on your headset, and they're essentially become headphones. So you want to be able to have that thing turn on only when it's needed. Now the first thing that you need to do before you set it is you need to make sure that your mic is pulled up close to your lips, that literally you feel the foam of the mic touching your lips. So I'm going to pull this mic out. Like right now it's up against my mouth, and I'm going to talk to show you the difference here. As I slowly pull this thing out, that the sound becomes distant, and the VOX starts to pick up other sounds and be reacting to those. And you only want it to react to your mouth. So you hear the difference here, very dramatic difference. So first thing you got to do is make sure that the mic is tight against your lips. Now the next thing you need to know is that there is upper and lower tolerances on this. So right now I'm going to press this button, and you hear that beep afterwards. That means that there is this is at the very bottom, and that there's no VOX activated at all. It's essentially a constantly open mic. And if we were to be driving right now, you'd be hearing the burr, 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 come through the mic in the background. So what you want to do, I'm going to set this VOX right now to our environment, and you're going to hear a little, it's not going to be a click, but you're going to hear a little bit like the white noise to just slowly, slightly go away. And it'd be easier if we were in a loud environment, but we're not. So, but you can hear it if you listen. Okay, so now I've activated the VOX. It's up to a certain amount of sensitivity. I'm going to stop talking, and you can hear it again. There. You hear it kind of kick off? Now it kicks on and off. So that's what's happening. It's just automatically doing it. And when I begin to talk, it's not losing the first part of the sound of my words. It's not losing the first word or two I'm saying. So it's adjusted about right now for our conditions. I'm going to show you what it feels like if the VOX is too high. Okay, so right now I've set high, and you can see how as I'm talking that mic is trying to kick in and out. I'm having a hard time getting message through because it keeps turning off. I almost have to yell to keep the mic open. So that's too high, so I'm going to back it back down. Now the mic is working about right for our environment. When I talk, it looks like it's still losing the first part of my words, so I pull it down a little bit more. And there we go. So that's how that works. Now this setting, you want to this is when the louder the environment, the more you want to hit the plus. The quieter the environment, the more you hit the minus. So it's a quiet environment, so I'm going to go down low on this. But if I was driving without a windshield, ripping down the road at 65 miles an hour, I would have to hit this thing, go and bump, 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 and bump it up quite a bit. It will actually go all the way up to 32. So you have a lot of dialing in right here. And if you want to do like a jump a whole bunch of steps at one time, you just press and hold the button down. So I'm going to press and hold it, and so you can hear it going all the way up and how many iterations there are. Okay, so right there at the very top, okay, I got it back. Okay, so when it was all the way at the top, it literally shut the mic off. So I could yell and I could do anything I want, and the mic would never engage. So when you hit the top, or if your mic is not working, that's something you might want to check, right? So that's for really, there's kind of 3 stages that you really have to adjust for. And you may have to adjust this on the fly, right? So stage 1 is the machine's off. Stage 2 is the machine is on, and probably, you're driving around at, you know, from idle up to probably 30, 35 miles an hour would probably be about the same configuration. So, when you turn the machine on, you may have to adjust it up. And then and you won't have to touch it realistically after that. But then when you start going, 35 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour and above, you may have to increase that button right there. Now, one thing you also have to take into account is that this setting is global, so everyone inside the machine is going to be impacted by this setting. It's one for everybody. So if, let's say, you have a man who has a louder, more boisterous voice, and his kids have more, softer. His daughter speaks a little more softer than him, or his wife. That setting is the same for everybody, so she may have a hard time activating the mic, but it would be great for him. So you have to adjust almost to the person who's got the least sensitive voice, or the most sensitive voice, and just make sure that the people, especially people with sensitive voices, have that mic right up against their mouth. That's super critical for them, otherwise you're going to miss the first part of what they're saying. So that is how you set the VOX on the TheCOM S4S.